All right, kia ora everyone. It's Nathan Rose here in beautiful Auckland, New Zealand. Just want to give a special shout out and thank you to everyone who came to my session at DynamicsCon Virtual yesterday. Also want to acknowledge the incredible speakers and organizers. You made for a fantastic day. I loved being part of it. All right, so at the end of my session yesterday, I was asked two questions, and they were amazing questions. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to give a really good considered response in the moment. And so now that I've had a bit of time to reflect, I wanted to give my more considered response because they are fantastic questions, and I love the questions that you ask. Okay, so the first question I got was, what's the best Power Fx implementation that I've seen? And the second question was, where have I seen Power Fx implementations go horribly awry? Basically, where should it not have been used? All right, now before I answer these questions, first things first, Power Fx is still in preview across most of the Power platforms. So you're not going to see a lot of it in the wild outside of Canvas apps and maybe Formula Columns and Dataverse. That being said, a couple years ago, a former colleague of mine, Monica, I'm going to embarrass you, but you are incredible. Monica created an app for a client of ours who needed to be able to have their users dynamically update wording and clauses in email templates when they were on the phone with their clients. And Monica came up with an incredible solution, low code, using modern commanding and custom pages, both of which have Power Fx at their core, and created an unbelievable solution for this client using Power Fx and low code in the Power Platform. So, Monica Chopra, you are the Power Fx queen. Wear the crown. All right, question number two. Where have I seen Power Fx go horribly awry? Where should it not have been used? Okay, this is a hard one for me to answer because I love Power Fx. Power Fx is my love language. That being said, a couple of years ago, I was asked to come help a former client of ours who had a Canvas app that they used to approve expenses. Now, this Canvas app seemed to break fortnightly. I was constantly in there trying to fix it, and every time it went wrong. All right, here's the kicker. The Canvas app was built on top of a SharePoint list. Now, I'm going to get a little bit controversial here. My man Chris Huntingford says SharePoint is a relational database. Stop using it that way. I'm going to go a step further. SharePoint is not a content management system for Canvas apps. I'm not a SharePoint fan. I'm a Dataverse guy. That being said, the UI for SharePoint is good enough that if a user needs to go in and add something to a list, update something on a list, approve it, something like that, the SharePoint UI is good enough, and you should not be building a Canvas app, again, which uses Power Fx, on top of that. You're adding complexity on top of complexity, and you're just asking for trouble. Now, that's not to say that you should never build a Canvas app on top of SharePoint. Much of the early Canvas apps work was in the SharePoint world. That being said, if your Canvas app simply replicates existing UI functionality in SharePoint, then you should not be building that Canvas app. So that's where I've seen it go horribly awry. All right, so those are the answers to the two great questions I got. Best Power Fx implementation I've seen to date, and where have I seen Power Fx go horribly awry? All right, thanks again to everyone who came to my session. Shout out to Dynamics User Group. You guys know how we end these. Go do something awesome on the Power Platform today. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.